Public resources are consistently the largest source of breaches in the cloud, with attackers able to quickly smash and grab or kick off a far more complicated attack through this vector. But public access is not inherently dangerous. Some buckets need to be public, such as if they're hosting web assets, for example. But some buckets absolutely cannot be public, such as when they contain sensitive data. In a small environment, this is all manageable, but in an environment with dozens of accounts and hundreds or even thousands of buckets, this is an impossible problem to solve or prevent. DataDefender doesn't just show you what resources are publicly accessible, and this includes not just Amazon S3, but Amazon RDS, EBS as well. But it gives you all of the relevant information, and it enables you to very quickly identify what's contained in these resources, and if they can safely remain publicly accessible. Once you've reviewed all this information, you can mark it as risk accepted or in violation. And once you've marked the resource that way, we won't bother you about it anymore. So the idea being that once you've worked through the baseline, you only need to worry about resources that were recently made publicly accessible. For example, in the past couple hours or 24 hours. To do your investigation, DataDefender shows you all of the information that's relevant in deciding whether or not a bucket should be public. So for each resource, you're able to see if there's any sensitive information contained, what, if any, other misconfigurations also are applied to that resource, if that resource is involved in any suspected attacks, and if this still isn't enough info, you can actually jump directly to that resource's page in the AWS console through this link here. If you find a resource in need of remediation, you can of course mark it as in violation and generate a ticket to make sure that work gets done. But in the case that, for example, the console shows you that, for example, this bucket here contains sensitive information and is public, you can actually revoke and block public access completely directly from the console. When it comes to your organization, it's not an if, but it's when someone is going to accidentally expose a public bucket or a public EBS snapshot. Sign up for a DataDefender trial today. It takes just a few minutes to get started, so you can check it out for yourself and make sure you, your team, and your organization doesn't slip up.